Hi everyone, so this is going to be my end of November updates. I skipped October because I realized I had forgotten it's already November 1st, so here we are. I'm going to start with the plants I no longer have. So I have donated my Phalaenopsis deformis and my Pteroceras longicalcareum. Those were donated to our raffle table at one of our meetings. And then I also donated my Stanhopea and my Bulbophyllum bajaratana to our Christmas party. So someone else can enjoy those plants, and I have a bit more space for anything else that I would like. All right, so now for the plants that I have. This one is Dendrobium moschatum pink. I believe the last time I talked about this plant, it had a new growth, but the new growth kind of just withered and died. It didn't really produce any roots, so right now I have it in this container with some damp moss. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't do too well by spring, I think I'll just chuck it and get another one or get something else. Next year, I really want to try one of those really long dendrobiums, especially now that I have space. I think that will be on my to-do, but hopefully this does well. We'll see. And this is my LC Supersonic Striking Lip. This is the larger division. By larger, I mean has more pseudobulbs, but these are the back bulbs. And it has 2 new growths that are actively growing. The plan was to donate this to our Christmas party, but it's not quite mature yet, so it was suggested I keep it for 1 year, so I will do that. And this is RLC Amazing Thailand. This is the latest growth. I'm a bit unsure if my lighting is good enough, because if you look at the top of the leaf, it's actually pretty close to the light. But this is still growing kind of sideways, which is not ideal. So I might move it closer to the light. We'll see. And this is my Cloecia amazonica. It seems kind of done for the season. I haven't really watered. I should spray it, but I haven't really watered it. And the good news is the latest pseudobulb is not a lot. It's bigger than last year's, and it looks like it's like a proper pseudobulb, even though it's very small. And this is my Galeandra baueri. Its new growths are doing very well. This is my Habenaria. Still nothing going on, so keeping an eye on it still. And this is my Cattleya dormaniana. It has 3 active growths on it. So 1, 2, and then the last one on this side. I was looking at my notes, and I've had this since 2018. Now, granted, in 2018 is pretty small, but it still hasn't bloomed yet, and kind of wish it would. And this is my LC Mini Purple Princess Road. So this is the latest completed growth. And there's another one here, and then the new one starting here. Alrighty, so this is a new acquisition. It is Bulbophyllum lilacinum. So this is the one with it's like a large cluster of like really small flowers, kind of in a lilac color. And this is my Phalaenopsis subparishii. It is not doing horribly. I think it's pushed out. Yeah, I think it does have a active root tip. But you can see the leaves are a little bit dehydrated, so I might just move this to put in a jar just for extra humidity. This is Hsinying Starlight Pink Lady. It hasn't really developed a root system since I've received it, but it has a new growth starting there. So hopefully this will do better. And this is Bulbophyllum sikkimense, and I was hoping those were flower spikes, but they look like new growths, I think. Actually, I'm not quite sure. No, I think they're new growths, but they're growing kind of annoyingly kind of further up, so that's not good. And also the latest growths aren't that big compared to the previous ones, but otherwise it seems to be doing very well. This is my Catasetum gladiatorium crossed with barbatum, and it's pushing out a new flower spike. This is Ctsm spitzii red. So the latest growth has died. It never did great, but there's one nubbin here, and then one kind of just barely starting on this side. So I'm kind of treating this as dormant for now. It's a bit damp in this cup here, and there's something growing out at the bottom. I don't think that's a Catasetum plant. I think it's just some other plant. So actually, I might unpot this just to see what that is. So this is dormant until those nubbins grow. And this is my Anoectochilus reinwardtii, and it has recovered from the spider mite issue I was having, so that's great. And this is my Cattleya mossiae. It really never stops growing and probably should be repotted, but I want this to bloom, so I'm kind of just leaving it as is. And this is my Pennilabium struthio, and it looks good, but the new roots are growing upwards and not downwards into the media. So I'm thinking maybe this needs to be mounted. And this is my Brassavola cucullata red form. And this time I did catch the bud in time, so you can see here that it's pushing out a bud, so that's really good. And this is my Phalaenopsis fimbriata. So when I was thinking about donating plants, I was thinking about this one. But the reason why I kept this one was because, so at our last show, I got second place with this plant. So I want to try next year to get first place with this plant. But right now, I suspect all the roots in the pot are dead because it keeps pushing roots out in this section. So I may need to repot this. This is my Kefferstenia mysticina. And the previous growth had a lot of black spots, and I mean, you can see here it's dead, but it has a new growth here that looks very clean, so that's a good sign. And this is my Papilionanthe taiwaniana. So I gave it a pretty drastic haircut because it looked like there was an infection, and that has helped, but I still see signs of an infection, and I'm not quite sure what kind of infection it is, because even with the haircut, it seems like the planting is doing better. So for example, here I cut here, but this part is growing. It's pushing a new root tip here. It's pushing a new growth here. But the part I'm not sure about is these purple markings. So this is one of them, as well as here, as well as this one. Right, so my initial thought was it's a fungal infection, which is why I cut everything. But it's hard to tell because in a lot of disease references, leaves are usually flat, but because these are terete leaves, they don't exactly match what the reference images show, so it's hard to tell. Alrighty, last but not least, this is my Vanda fetida. So I took Fernanda's idea and wrapped these aerial roots in moss so that when it gets watered, it stays wet a bit longer. I haven't noticed any new root growth inside the pot yet, but I think there's a keiki growing there. And I have these brown marks on the leaves, so I'm trying to not fertilize as much, but I feel like I'm not really fertilizing that much anyway. Alrighty, so that's my video for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.